Hello, hello. Mic check. How are we doing? Hope everyone is doing okay. Hello, Zenjaka. Hello, Ginger. It is open reviews for 42 minutes until I get to interview someone. It'll be a winner of a DDK tournament at Go Congress, I believe. Oh yeah, we have an interview at 4:30, so in like 42 minutes. And until then, I can do Q&As, look at your games, yada yada. Yeah, I can review your game. Just go ahead and post a link. I got a blister in my mouth. It hurts. Nope, it's not the right button. Okay.
Review started.
20 Qs. First things first, have you been watching the Colossi approach videos? Okay, open corners. Okay. This move is a little bit wasted. You should instead expand. Okay. I'll give you another video to watch then. Twitter.com. I don't know why, but my browser today is struggling to load my websites. I wonder if there's something wrong with the internet or the company, my company that hosts the website. I wonder if there's something wrong. But they are really laggy today. Hello, Paul. Welcome, welcome. Fine. Okay. DDK Joseki. Okay. AI Joseki DDK is always blunder. A or B. How to kill the J group. Beginner Joseki. There we go. Learn all the patterns in this video. It is an hour long, and I'm sorry. An hour of information. You can learn all the patterns in that video, then you'll have your basic Joseki knowledge for a double-digit Q. The idea here is this doesn't really block anything because it's already blocked. So instead, you want to expand. Okay. You already have a base, so you don't really need another one, but okay. Cool, approach a corner. Yep, basic Joseki. Okay. I think in middle game, we probably want to start looking at the groups that don't have a base. So this stone doesn't really have any foundation. Like, there's a black stone right here cutting it off from its foundation. If you look at all of these, they all have foundation. But if there's one without foundation, you want to attack that one. So I think a good attack would actually be right here, because this creates territory while they're trying to connect to their friends. So it's a very nice, profitable attack. It's an idea. Okay. This one's a little bit awkward. Doesn't really do anything. I think we will see what that poor cat wants. He's losing his mind. Can you grab me a cold water, please? Thank you. I think maybe right here. Kind of the same purpose, building something right here. Trying to find an easy move. What you could do is also just cut it off. If you can just cut it off, that's good. But I think the goal here is to still bully the baseless group. If I was to play on the bottom, you can't really develop, so maybe just make territory. I think this stone says you want to develop the left. So maybe just keep developing the left. That's also an idea. Okay, cutting stuff off is interesting. Now we gotta connect. This looks like you're trying to be fancy. Don't be fancy. Cutting here should be the next step. And this stone can't connect. So cutting should be possible. If you're not going to cut, you could also just run away through the white stones. Thank you. That's also possible. This move doesn't help you connect. All it does is give another white stone to surround you. You're giving them up. Don't sacrifice stuff. Don't sacrifice stuff till 5Q. Giving them up means you're giving up on trying to figure out how to save them because it's not obvious. You can't just give it up. You have to be able to save stuff. You have to come up with a plan. That's where you got to get creative and read your basic shapes and look at connections and cuts and stuff like that. Nets, ladders, all that good stuff. But you can't just give it up. That's not a good practice. Not at this level, anyway. Okay. Okay, so whenever both players are building, you want to count the lines. 1, 2, yeah, let me actually. 3, 4, 5. Don't count the base. 1, 2, 3, 4. Don't count the base. So it looks like white has you by 1 line. So in that case, you should reduce. Here, here. You should destroy both if theirs is bigger. This is a big move. I don't think it's the biggest. Touch, stretch. Connect. Better shape. Okay, this is the second time you've done this. This little empty triangle right here. A diagonal is already connected. You don't have to block a diagonal. You don't have to block a diagonal. It's already blocked. So this is the second time you've done that shape. So it's a bad empty triangle. Touch stretch, very good. Unnecessary. I understand you're worried about the connection, but the connection here is fine. There's nowhere to cut. So this one's unnecessary, but I get the idea. Just jump here, maybe stretch and then jump. You could invade the 3-3. There's 100 life and death problems to learn in there, so trying gets usually fine. There's lots of things to learn at the 3-3. Oh, I hate this move so much. This kills all the 3-3 stuff. There's no more 3-3 things now. Try to be hesitant when you force your opponent to get another stone. There's so many potential life and death problems in there. So you don't want to let them... You don't want to help them fix their corner. What? What kind of weirdo stuff is that? Okay. Here still. Here. Maybe here's a little bit more connected, I'm not sure. I think some along these lines. In a 1-point jump versus a 1-point jump, whoever wedges first has better shape. So you can actually get the wedge first by playing it this way. But if you connect, then the block doesn't put you into a target. So you actually keep Sente or keep the initiative. Wedge. Wedge. You love your empty triangles. Okay. Okay. In game. Boom. Second line. Second line. Second line. First line. First line. Maybe that's not, that one doesn't work. First line. First line. First line. Second line, first line. Push the borders. Push the borders. Push the borders. Push the borders. I really want this one to work, but it doesn't. Unfortunate. Push the border. All right, there's your next 31 moves. There you go. There's your next 31 moves. The difference between doing that and not doing that is probably like 30 points. Fix this way. That way, when you block, there's no cutting point. If you fix this way, you can't even do this because of the in-game tactic here. You have to back off like this. But even if you had this stone, it wouldn't make a difference because you still have a cutting point. So that's why this is this one's better. White's getting all the reducing moves. Okay, Chance. There you go. Awesome. Second, first line first though. Don't go to these first. Go to the second, first line first. Good. This one is losing the initiative. You got to keep the initiative as long as you can. Keep the initiative as long as you can. Technically, you don't have to respond to these, but it's okay. I get scared. I think White has a reason to be scared because I think if you descend, White goes here. I think he can go here. This could be an interesting capture race. I don't know who wins it at a glance. I want to say black wins it. You're not supposed to really be able to read at this level. You're supposed to notice and try it. At this level, it's good enough just to notice that there's potential, and then just play it out. That's how you learn at this level, because we can't really read without solving a couple thousand Go problems, and you'll build up your reading over time. But right now you don't have it, so you should just play it out. This is why we play Chinese rules. You play Japanese rules. Play Chinese rules. That way you don't get punished for trying and learning. There's no reason not to do this. I don't know why you didn't. Yeah, I don't know why you didn't do that. This is cute, but it doesn't work. That is not keeping the initiative. That one keeps the initiative. Yeah, you lost a point there. Hello. Hey, my name's Sean as well. I do not have family relations to McDonald's, though. Sean McDonald's. Be honest, do you actually have shares of McDonald's? Because that'd be really funny. Let's see. I want to say this might be too complicated. This is a 1.5, and this is 2 points. So this is half a point smaller than that, but I think it's too complicated. It might be a quarter of a point less. It might be too complicated. Basically, it's a value of a kill is half a point, but then there's also a point, so it's like a 1.5. But then your opponent also has the follow-up of gaining a 1.5, but then you divide it by 2 because it's follow-up, which is 0.75. So, no, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe this is 1 point... No, this is 2.25. And this is 2 points. Okay, I think I'm wrong. I think this one is bigger than by a quarter point. We don't question math. We accept it as truth. All right, yeah, and I'll leave it at that. Hopefully you found that helpful. We still have time before the interview, so if someone else has a game review that they would like to review. And shout out to Lessons. It is almost the end of the month. You have 3 days left if you want to get the buy one, get one free. It is a moving special. We just moved this month, and I think tomorrow we're getting the last thing into our new apartment, which is going to be her desk. But basically, we are doing a special for lessons where you get twice as many lessons for the same price in order to raise funds for the moving cost. So the 2-pack gets 4 lessons, the 6-pack gets 12 lessons, and the 12-pack gets 24 lessons. So if you're interested in lessons, please check it out. You have 3 days left to claim the buy one, get one free. Oh yeah, and someone else has a game that they want me to look at. Or if you have questions, study questions, concept questions, Happy to answer questions. All right. C-teen, E-teen. Oh, sorry, I didn't notice that, but yeah. Yep. You go here. You go here, they have to fix like that, right? And then here, here, here. Nice little goose to Suji. Or goose tactic. Nice little goose. Nice little goose. You could also call it a trouble master.
Review started.
Be a little after. Okay, Chinese opening. Do you know the basic approach and you're intentionally not doing it because you want to use a shoulder hit to build influence? Or do you not know the basic approach? I don't think you know the basic approach. Okay. The basic approach would be just approach it, right? One space away, stop the corner enclosure. Shoulder hits. This is the shoulder of the stone. Shoulder hits can be used to reduce a position and develop the center. So this is more middle game than opening. But the follow-up to the shoulder hit is this. This is saying that I'm going to get some influence in this area. That is what it says. If white tries to cut you, you sacrifice that stone to keep the influence going. That is how the shoulder hit works. This is more middle game than opening, though, because this corner is very large. So just approach. This is bad shape because 2-on-2, I can play the double high. And now I'm getting influence and you're getting limited with bad liberties. You've seen it in other games, really? There's only 14 games in the Wall Theory database. None of them have that. Let me check with AI. Oh, cool, you have AI. 0.3, 1.3. So it's a 1-point mistake. It's pretty large for the opening. So yeah, it's not a good move. It's just not a good move. 1 point in the opening is pretty large. You could also change it to percentage. Percentage is a little bit more accurate in the opening. This is in the book. It's an interesting concept because its concept for Chinese opening is to build an influence in the center. So it's not like the end of the world. I can understand like some people thinking that's a good move, but it's clearly, compared to all the other moves, it's clearly significantly worse because it's almost an entire point, which I would think would be 10%. So it's 53% for white, 61%. So 61.5. So 8.2%. According to a pro, she said if it's less than 10% and you're an amateur, it doesn't really matter. And 1 point doesn't sound like that big of a deal. Yeah, it could be style. If your opponents very easily fall for a trap, but I don't think that's a good idea. And that is because your very next move made it worse. So this is a 1 point mistake, and this is another half point mistake. So if you would just approach, it's fine. But if you do what you did, you've lost almost 2 points. So it doesn't sound like a lot, but the opening is one of those things that we can almost memorize because we just should know our patterns inside and out because we played it hundreds of times. So no really big reason to be fancy. You can if you want. You can if you want. Oh, Go is a free game. That's why it's so open. But I think a low approach is just better. Connect, huh? Interesting. Fix your cut, very good. This immediately gets cut. Aggression and Go. Aggression in Go is forcing your opponent to surround or to respond. And then you're making a positive exchange rate. So think of it like your income is your money, but income does not equal profit. So your income is your territory, but you need to be making territory faster than your opponent. So if your opponent is your debt or your expenses, then you need profit, which is you make more than your opponent, or you are bringing in more money than the expenses are going out. So attacking is making a positive exchange rate. What that looks like is typically you are surrounding a baseless group. This is not the only scenario, but this is a common scenario. You're surrounding your opponent's group, and they are forced to run away because you're threatening to surround them. But with every single move that you're threatening to surround them, or you are trapping them, you're gaining influence or points while they're trying to survive. And usually they're trying to survive, they'll get like 2 points or less. And meanwhile, you'll get like 5 points or maybe 10 points. You'll get profit. You will get more than they will, than they have. So that's basically what aggression means. Yeah, this doesn't really make sense because you just immediately get cut and you're outnumbered. Okay. Okay, we've lost the base, so let's run away. Yeah, but you're getting surrounded here. Have you read the capture race? Do you know who wins a capture race? If you don't know who wins a capture race, run away. Defense first. Defense is high priority if you don't know the answer. Oh no, it's so close. Here. Yeah, thank you. I plan to do more. Basically, once my wife gets a job locally, then I'll be able to focus more on my job, and I'll be able to stream more. But it's a bit difficult to balance the live streaming with the video creation, with the editing time and off-camera time, right? So when I'm home more, I'll have a lot more time to do stuff like that. I think my first plan is going to be streaming more hours, get my hours back up, and advertising the lessons and stuff, because that's where the income is coming from. It's not coming from YouTube ads or anything. The income comes from the lesson sales and Smego Dragon sales. Which, shout out to Smego Dragon, it's my GoPro website. SmegoDragon.com. Beyond that, I want to get to the point where I'm releasing a video once a week on YouTube, maybe. And then taking it a step further, if I can get into a nice editing flow, then I can also create shorts and schedule them out to release daily. And having a bunch of shorts, I think, would be nice. But if you want to see about a series I've already created, which you may know about, it's the Klossy Perch series. It's a playlist that is 50 hours long on YouTube. The playlist of videos, I tried to pour everything I knew into it. I know more now than I did when I made the series, so now I have even more information. But I tried to pour as much as I could into that series. What I really should do is write a book. That's what I really need to do. But writing a book is work, man. That is a lot of work. Here, if you want, you can go here. Now it's a code for white stuff. Okay, make a base, very good. But you're getting surrounded right here. This is actually a good chance you can't be cut. If they push right here, you block, and then you can't be cut. No, I'd have to write it, because I have to make all the diagrams. The AI can't make a Go diagram. Because it's not just a novel. It's a... I saw something on Discord. Someone showed a book, How to Play Go. I'm not sure if it was real or not, but it was like an Amazon listing of how to play Go. And I'm pretty sure it was made by AI. Like, we're pretty sure it's made by AI, because the cover had the stones and squares. The position was illegal. One of the rules was saying you need 2 eyes to live, but both of the eyes were false eyes in the diagram example. It was really stupid. It was a really bad book, teaching all the wrong stuff. So there was a theory that it was created by AI. So I think there's an Amazon book on how to play Go by AI. Now, I want to make how to play Go the AI way book. I want to make a Klossy Perch book. I feel like it'd be like 200 pages though. It would be a really big. Oh wow! Of course they got this. That's funny. Anyone watch Squid Game season 2? That's funny. Wait, what was this one? I don't remember that one. One, two, three, four. I forget what that one was. Yeah, death not included. Gotta put that in there. Death not included. You gotta hire those people yourself. That's really funny. Yeah, I feel like it'd be a really good book. Yep, this is good for black. You're just cutting through white. The big issue is you're not getting to your other group. You need to run away. Nope. What if I surround you? Then you're dead. I think you're just straight up dead in one move. Don't get your corner surrounded. You could peep, potentially, but just fix. It's fine. Who cares? Or they could just die. That works too. No! More life and death problems. Oh, it's a 3-space life and death problem. 53 space life and death problems for homework. But now it's alive. You don't need to play anymore. It's alive. Go back and live. This one is a net. Net the cutting stone. Nets and ladders. That's how you do the cutting stones. The cutting points. Gotta master your net and ladders. Expand the ice base. Don't just make the ice directly, but expand them. Yeah, I think understand that this never got its base and you didn't run away. This one was okay because you kind of ran through the stones, so that was good for you. Up here, the life and death wasn't simple, but there was a life and death mistake up here. This one was simple, and you messed it up, so that means you definitely need some life and death practice. So bases and life and death. Definitely going to be big key here. And then here is just the net. So lots of middle game. Don't do this until you're surrounded. That's a very bad habit. Don't make the eye until you're surrounded. It is better to expand the eye space or run away. Gotcha. The best thing to do is just play games and do go problems. It looks like you've played 46 games? No. Yeah. Yeah, no, you've got the games down. Just make sure you're doing go problems as well. The game count is decent. Yeah, your game count is fine. I think you just need to also be doing go problems. Thank you for the follow, Smick.
Smeek 197 just followed.
There's a cutting point here, so probably you want to do this. Okay, this is good. You surrounded the white stone. Good.
Suitcase just followed.
Thank you for the follow, Suitcase. I think that's a lot of information already. I think I would already improve your game. Life and death, nets, and making bases would already improve your game. Just from what I've seen so far. Because imagine this corner was dead. You're up by like 20 points. Don't try to learn everything at once. Just learn a few things at a time. So do that. Maybe 50 3 space I, 50 net, and then play another game. I'm trying. Those streamers are definitely rare. I think this is good for this game. I think that's enough information. I don't want to overwhelm you with too much information because then it'll just be more. You'll forget like half of it. It is a tight-knit community. Also have the interview in 4 minutes. Get my interview questions ready. How good is relying on intuition at 13Q? Intuition is experience and study. reading is taking the time to read out the moves in the future. Intuition tells you where to look. Reading tells you if it works or not. If you find Life and Death boring, try to do the Go problems that come up in your games then. For example, like in this game, I said, hey, this is a life and death problem that you messed up. Well, you should solve that. You should solve that life and death in your review. So if you don't want to do Go problems, you have to get the experience from something. So game reviews. You can review your own games for like 5 minutes or so. And then every time you see a spike in the graph like this one at the end, there's likely something that's being missed. So plus or minus 68 points. So here you would want to solve that Go problem if possible. If not, then just look at the answer. But at least spend like a minute or two on it and say, hey, why is this 68 points? Why is this 68 points? Oh, it's not that that's 68 points. It's something else is being ignored. Oh, because the entire... Yeah, okay. Because this entire group can die. That makes sense. It's like, hey, go make your eyes. This is another life and death problem. Yeah. Good luck. Bring our games to stream. We can look at it sometime. Hello, Introvix. All right, and I'm currently setting up the interview. I'm getting them on Discord, and we'll start the interview. Oh, headphones. Headphones are important. Obviously you want to trace the borders to make sure that you haven't missed anything. But I wouldn't be too depressed about losing by half a point because we've all done it. We've all done something stupid, lose by half a point. The big thing you want to look at the end of the game is check and make sure all the borders are filled, and then check all the cutting points on the borders. Because a lot of the times you can win games from those cutting points on the borders. So, like, I would check this cutting point. Well, this isn't a good spot. So I would check this cutting point, this cutting point, this cutting point, this cutting point. I would just start checking all of them. And then I would draw a line. In my mind, I would draw a line around the borders. Okay, this is open, this is open, this is open. Draw a line, draw a line, draw a line. All of this is open. So this is clearly not the end of the game. So over here, if I'm black, I would draw a line. Or if I'm looking for black, draw a line. I don't see any opening on the line, but I do see cutting points to check. Up here, I can draw a line. No opening, but there's a cutting point. Here I can just see there's plenty of neutral spaces. So plenty of moves to play in there. You know, it's kind of like that. Like even I draw a line or something. Yeah, even I double check and triple check that I haven't missed anything at the end of the game. Been playing this game for 17 years. I still double check that I haven't missed the border somewhere. You always double check. Yeah, I noticed. I was just talking about what the border could look like. How did it come to go? From watching the anime Hikaru no Go, and it made me want to try it. Really should have watched Hikaru no Chess. Maybe I would have had a bigger following and make more money. I would have made more money as a living. Pick the wrong board game, man. Chess players have so much more money. Yeah, it's a great show. I think Go is cooler. I actually really just don't like chess. I feel so restricted, and it's not clicking in my head like Go did. I don't know why. It just doesn't click as for me as like Go does. But as someone who makes a living from the game, I wouldn't mind having as many viewers as chess does. We are just waiting to figure out the Discord call. Yeah. My problem is I keep getting bishop sniped or queen sniped because I'll lose track of a bishop or whatever, and they'll go for a bishop queen checkmate or something stupid. I'm really bad at chess. Like I'm stuck at like 800, 900. Yeah, Go is infinitely learning stuff. You never stop learning. There's so much. I could understand why scientists like being scientists because there's always something else to learn. I gotta help him figure that out. Where it is. Yeah, tournaments for me suck. And I'm not even a pro. I think once you get to Dawn level, the game is a lot less fun. Because it becomes a lot of work. I think once you get to a certain point, something becomes a lot less fun and a lot more work. Because you're like, I have to double and triple check so many different things. Because if I make even a tiny mistake, I'll lose instantly. It's so annoying. I think the most fun you'll ever have with Go is a DDK. I think that's when the Go is the most fun because you can learn something and it'll immediately start impacting your rank. Versus at Dawn level, you have to learn so many subtle things and it could take 6 months to move one rank, and that is going quickly. If I move one rank in 6 months, I am happy. Versus at DDK, you can move one rank in a week if you're lucky. So double-digit Q is the most fun. It is the most fun to be a double-digit Q. We are interviewing Jim Siebert. Yeah, big numbers go burr. Everyone likes big numbers. Everyone likes feeling like they make progress. Thank you for the follow,
Darth Bipo just followed.
I think everyone doesn't want to feel like they're stuck. Now toot on Fro. Yeah, it's a bit different. It's a bit of a difference. I think it's the difference between an MMA fighter and like a 12-year-old. 15Q and a toot on Fro. Like a 12-year-old and an MMA fighter. My favorite player. I mean, I've always been a Shusaku fan because the style just feels super clean and nice, and it was also who Sai was based off of. So I've always been a Shusaku fan. Go Seigen's cool, but I can't copy that style. Go Seigen's a little too advanced for me. Way too difficult. There we go. I think Shusaku was weaker than Go Seigen, yeah. That is my opinion, but it's impossible to tell. Unfortunately, I won't be able to answer that question, Smeek. Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Awesome. Let me go ahead and maximize you and capture your beautiful face. Okay, and we're going to do that. And this is going to be... hide. We're going to hide that. Actually, no, I'm going to move this over here. That's what I'm going to do. Come here.
Let's see. Do I need to do anything?
Nope. I'm just setting up the screen recording and everything. So that way we
Gotcha.
can all see your face. All right. I am good to go if you are.
Am I supposed to be seeing anything besides my face?
No, but I can give you a link if you would like to watch what is being recorded.
That'd be kind of cool.
Okay.
I can put that on a laptop off on the side if that's...
Yeah, let me minimize that then. There's that. Pull up my little interview questions here. All right. You ready to go?
Right on. Yeah, sure.
Awesome. So first up, can you introduce yourself and tell us a little bit about yourself, who you are, what your level is, and and a little bit maybe about how you got into Go?
Sure. My name's Jim Seibert. I tried to teach myself Go in the late 1980s when I was an undergraduate in college. And yeah, at the time, this was before the internet. And so I had a book and I saw a couple guys playing Go in a game store when I was shopping for D&D dice, I think, at the time. Yeah, and on kind of at the same day, first time I saw it, I bought a cloth roll-up board and some stones and a book and tried to teach myself and tried to get some of my friends to play too. But we all didn't know what we were doing, so we did not get any better. And then I kind of didn't play. I was aware of it, but that didn't play for the better part of 35 years, I guess. And then just started again recently, a few years ago. Picked it back up, found the Denver Danger Monkey Go Club, and started getting a little bit better. I'm now in the low double-digit Q range, probably 11 or 12 Q.
When you started, did you start on like the 19x19 or the 9x9?
I jumped right into the 19x19 because I didn't know any better.
Do you still think that's a good place to start, or do you think you would teach people on an 9x9?
I don't know. I mean, it's such a different game. I actually struggle a lot on the 9x9 now. But I do think like learning on the 9x9 really helps you figure out like shapes and how not to get captured, how not to get chased to the edge of the board on the second line and things like that.
So what is it about Go that gets you, that kind of entices you to play? Because I'm sure like as a D&D player, you probably also have played other board games and other tabletop games. What is it that made you like Go, even though it's a little bit of like a side quest of Dungeons and Dragons, like of tabletop, it's a little bit of a little bit sideways, I guess.
Yeah.
So what made you go that direction?
I played a lot more Go than Dungeons and Dragons lifetime total, I would say. I probably haven't played Dungeons and Dragons since I was an undergraduate. Nothing against Dungeons and Dragons, mind you, but no, I am a college math professor, and so kind of the pure distilled strategy of Go appeals to me. and I really like the kind of the balance between the artistic side and the logic side of my brain, getting to use kind of both aspects, and yeah, that's it.
Oh, yeah. I have heard that a lot of analytical minds really click with Go because of the analysis and the pattern recognition and all that stuff.
Yeah, I find learning Go. I mean, I think learning Go is a lot like learning math, but I'm a math professor, so I would say that.
Yeah, I had a lot more fun doing Go puzzles than math questions, math homework.
Yeah, maybe that's true, but like math, like the way to get good at Go is to play a lot of Go.
Yeah. I may have cheated my way through high school. So, because I didn't get it, but I knew if I looked at the back of the book, I would get an A. Therefore,
yes,
I had my priorities. I had my priorities in a different direction.
Yeah, that's.
But yeah, I did notice, like, as I got stronger at Go, I started thinking back a little bit on my math classes. I'm like, I bet you this is why they tell you to do those math equations at the back of the book over and over and over and over and over, is because of the pattern recognitions.
Yeah, well, yeah, and when you're learning Go, there's plenty of memorization of Joseki and like, oh, I recognize that trouble coming.
Yeah. Speaking of that, how do you? I know you mentioned you go to a local club. Is that correct?
Yeah, the Danger Monkey Go Club in Denver.
We should have more Go clubs named like that.
Yeah.
How do you usually practice Go, and how do you study?
Well, that's a good question. I don't play enough. That's why I'm still 12Q, I think, or 11Q. I mostly play live at the Go Club, so like 1 or 2 games a week. I don't play a whole lot online. I have been, I guess I've been playing correspondence games in Baduk Pop. And those have been mostly 13 by 13 games, actually. And then, actually, because I won the U.S. Open, I won a gift certificate to Juan Guo's Internet Go School. And so I've been playing and doing a lot of that, doing like 20 problems in there every morning.
Okay, so Go problems every morning, 2 games a week?
Yeah, about that.
Okay.
Sometimes a little more. Yeah.
Yeah, but that's about how 7 by students go.
Yeah.
So online, though, you mostly just play correspondence?
I'm not playing a whole lot online. I'd like to, but finding the time and motivation, it's a lot easier when I can see my opponent's face, I think.
Yeah, I think Go is a big social game. It's really nice to be able to like talk to a person instead of the computer monitor. No, I've always preferred Go in person. It's just, to practice, we always have to go online, unfortunately.
Yeah, I mean, that's so easy. You can just find a game instantly online, pretty much.
So let's talk a little bit about your tournament experience. What was this your first Go Congress?
It was the first time I competed in the Open. So I commuted when it was in Estes Park a couple of years ago. I commuted and drove up and saw some lectures, but I didn't really engage with the full Go Congress experience, I guess. So this was the first time that I stayed in a hotel nearby and competed in the U.S. Open and kind of fully immersed myself in the experience.
Nice. So this is your second time at Congress, is that correct? First time competing, is that correct?
First time competing in the Open. I had only been for a couple of days when it was up in Estes Park, so I don't know if that really counts as as a full experience.
Well, a lot of people can't go at all for even one day, so I think it counts. I think
there you go.
You met hundreds of Go players, even if it was only for a day or two.
Yeah, that's true.
I think just I don't know, something about Go Cars. I come back afterwards, I'm like, maybe I can just study 10 times as hard as I normally do. And that lasts about 2 weeks, and you're like, okay, I need to balance my life a little bit more.
That's right. Actually have a day job, it turns out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So how did you feel going into the tournament? Were you feeling like that you had a good chance to win, or how were you feeling about it?
Oh, no, I was totally surprised. I had no idea. So I went in without an AGA rating and just kind of placed myself, guessed that I was around 14, 15Q. Mm-hmm. And it turns out that wasn't that far off. Because I played against 11 through 15 Qs, and I didn't think I was going to win. I just was there for the experience. Mm-hmm. And then I won the first game and was like, wow, that was fun. And then I horribly lost the second game. Oh, the second game was terrible. I played so badly. And so I thought, okay, well, at least I won one game. And then, and then came back and won 3 straight to finish it off. So ended up winning 4 out of 5 games, and they gave me a trophy, or a plaque anyway.
Nice.
Yeah, I was probably the most surprised.
Did you do any prep work for Go Congress or for the tournament?
I mean, I watched some of your videos. I watched some Dwyron videos. I watched.
See,
some
that's
Nick's
why you won right there.
Shows. What's that?
That's why you won right there. You watched my videos, obviously.
There we go. Yes, yes. I did do a few extra puzzles those days, and in the days leading up to that, trying to be ready as ready as I could be, and then it was a really fun experience, and the first game was especially interesting because not only was it my first game playing at the Open, but my opponent was blind.
Oh yes, you mentioned this. I actually wanted to ask about this. How was that?
Yeah, it was pretty cool. I mean, he had a plastic board that had a raised grid on it. Mm-hmm. And then plastic stones that would snap onto the grid in place, and the black stones had a dot on top, and the white stones didn't. So he could play by feel.
Did it interrupt your reading at all, having his hands over the board, or how did you feel about that?
No, it didn't. I mean, no, and most of the time he just put his hands on the board when it was his turn, I think, and. Mm-hmm. And not all the time. It was, it wasn't that distracting, I didn't think.
I've actually I've never had the experience of playing a blind person. I always found it fascinating. I've played blind Go, but I've never played with the tactile pieces with an actual blind person. It makes me. Do you know if they were? Do you know if they turned blind, or had they always been blind? Or let me reword that. Did they become blind after knowing how to play Go? Or did they learn how to play Go after they were blind?
I remember talking to him about it. I remember it was Corey was his name. I remember talking to Corey about it. But I don't remember the answer, I'm afraid. I think he was blind before he learned how to play Go. I think he was maybe blind his whole life.
I think that's even more impressive.
Yeah, but I couldn't say for sure.
Did you try to place the pieces with your hands too, and just try to get to feel a little bit, see if you could see what they're seeing?
Absolutely not. I was terrified enough in my first Open game.
I think it would have been curious to be like, what does it feel like? What does this dead group feel like?
Yeah. To feel the board instead of to look at it.
I've actually
or to feel the board and just see if you could tell where the pieces were.
I've actually never had one of those, but I've always wanted to like play someone blindfolded and just we both have to use the pieces. So I think that's something I got to try. I'm not sure if they have that in the special events room or not. Do you recall?
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I don't. I never saw it except when I was playing Corey or when I saw somebody else.
I know they have. I know they have Crazy Go. They have 13 by 13. They have Blitz. They have a lot of stuff. It's so many things. It's hard to know all of them.
Yeah, yeah, that's for sure.
Was there a particular strategy or play style that you think helped you succeed in your games?
Well, I'll tell you what I think helped me the most. It was patience. Corey was not super young. He was, I don't know how old Corey was, late 20s, early 30s maybe. And the game that I lost, my opponent was also a little bit older. But the last 3 games, I think one of the main reasons I won is because I was willing to use my full 90-minute clock. And my opponents were very impatient. And so like I would take 5 minutes to decide where I was going to go, and my opponent would immediately place a stone and then start tapping their fingers and wait for me to play while I sat and thought for another 5 minutes. So
trying to think in a thinking game? Who would have thought?
I know. Yeah. I did get lucky. You didn't have a couple of very impatient opponents. But so let's see. Other than that, I was trying to play. I was trying to play as simple and conservative as I could, kind of corner, sides, middle. But I don't know how successful I was at that. Certainly wasn't in the second game. That's for sure.
Would you say that you were a more territorial player than an influence player?
I think I was in the open games, I think. But in general, I don't know. I go back and forth somewhat, I guess. I've definitely won a lot of games being more influence oriented, where I let my opponent live small on the sides and build a big area in the middle. But I think in general, I'm more likely to try to build something on the sides and be more territorial that way.
So, aside from the tournament, what was some of your favorite parts about the Go Commerce event?
Yeah, well, I mean, one of my favorite things was that the food in Portland was excellent. There was a really good ramen shop right between the Congress and my hotel, so that made me happy. But let's see, other things. The simul game I played against a pro. Oops, and now you're going to ask me who I played, and I don't remember her name.
Stephanie.
What was that?
Stephanie Yen?
It wasn't Stephanie. It was a Japanese player, a Japanese woman. But I don't remember her name. I would have to look it up, I'm afraid.
They change them every year. That's the problem.
Yeah, there were quite a few. Like you could choose from quite a few, and she had a double-digit Q simul game and was very helpful and friendly. And her English wasn't great, but she was learning. And but yeah, she was very helpful and like. It was a fun game to play. And
did you take handicap?
Yes, but not very many stones. I think I mean it was you can take whatever handicap you want. And so I think I put a few stones out, but not too many. And then just kind of let her show me what she wanted to show me, basically.
She just gets to do what she wants on the board. That's how it works being a pro.
That's how it works when you're playing a professional anyway, when you're a double-digit Q. So, yes, and we played, she said I played a great opening, which was nice to hear from a pro. And then she invaded and created a big dragon. And then every time I played away, she would say, "No, you have to keep attacking." And so she kind of taught me how to kill the dragon that she created.
Nice. Was that during the game or after in the review?
A little bit of both.
Like, no, the game will end too quickly if you go away. Just keep attacking.
Yeah, that's right. Yes. Yeah, but then we played out pretty full game, and then because she kept like showing me or giving me suggestions of like, oh, you don't want to move there, you want to think about this area, and then she would go around again and come back, and I would have made a move, and she said, "Yes, that's where you were supposed to go." Okay, and then yes, and then at the end she's like, "Well, I resign because you killed the dragon."
Oh, nice.
Okay,
nice. Yeah. That's fun.
Yeah.
Were you able to meet professionals and have like conversations aside from just the simul?
I didn't talk to too many folks. I did go to all of the the Go Education series. So I did talk to what's his name? Youngwon Kim. Yeah, Youngwon Kim a little bit. Like he led some of those sessions. Yeah, so I mean, I didn't talk a whole lot one-on-one with any of the pros, but I did talk to a lot of other players about my level and a bit stronger. And, yeah, it was fun.
So you said you attended Myungwon's lectures, is that correct?
Yeah.
How did you feel about the lectures? Was it like easy to follow, a lot of fun?
Yeah, they were. I think I was expecting more because I got a certificate that says I can teach Go now, as a result of going to those lectures. But I feel like I learned they were less about teaching Go and they were more just about like, use your strength to attack instead of to build territory and things like that. So it was a lot more about improving my own Go game than it was really about teaching. At least Myungwon Kim's lectures were mostly that way, I thought.
So are you referring to the teacher's workshop?
Yes.
Okay. So how many different lectures did you have to go to for the teacher's workshop?
I think you could miss one and still get the certificate, but I went to all of them. So I think there would that have been 6 of them? Yeah.
How was your experience with the teacher's workshop? Did you find it like really helpful, a lot of fun?
Yeah, I think I liked different parts of it for different reasons. I think the first day there was I can't remember his name, but he came in and he had a guest, somebody that had never played Go before and never seen Go before, and he kind of went through how he would introduce them to Go and basically convince them that they already knew the rules of Go, which was an interesting approach, one that I wouldn't have thought of. But yeah, he put a stone on the board and said, "Capture that stone," and then with no other instructions. It's like, interesting. Okay.
What would you say the most helpful advice you got from the teacher's workshop is? Or one of the things that resonated with you the most?
Yeah, I mean, it might have been that. I think that idea of teaching somebody by showing them that they already kind of know the rules, or at least that the rules are natural enough that they can think of them on their own with very little nudging. I thought that was a kind of a powerful way to teach somebody.
Nice.
Yeah.
Circling back around, back to the tournament stuff.
Sure.
Did you feel so? You don't play online a lot aside from the correspondence of Metacop. But
Yeah.
how did it feel playing at Go Congress in a tournament versus playing like you normally do at Go Club?
Yeah, I mean, I had never recorded one of my games where I was playing face to face and recorded it at the same time. So that was another thing that I had to juggle and do for the first time when I was playing my tournament games. I liked it a lot. I mean, I really liked the 90-minute clock. I was happy to sit there and think and use my clock and um, I think the first game I played, we were both in Byoyomi at the end of our 90-minute clocks. Um, and I think in the rest of my games, a couple of them ended with an early resignation, but um, most of the games that went deep, I was close to my time. I only got to Byoyomi, I think, in the first game, but I was close to using my full clock in several of the games, and I really enjoyed that. I really enjoyed sometimes when I'm playing face to face without a clock. I worry about taking too much time because I'm, annoying my playing partner that they want to get on and finish the game or whatever. But when I have a clock, like that's permission.
You take as long as you want.
Yeah, I mean, up to 90 minutes and then 30 seconds at a time after that. But yeah.
Wow, that's surprising. I feel like
Yeah.
a lot of people would be intimidated by the 90 minutes. Just it's so. I think for a lot of people, it can be just like so much time.
It's a lot of time. um, yeah, but like I said, I took it as permission to sit and think as long as I wanted, basically. And
yeah, I think you're one of the abnormal DDK players because I think almost all of them will finish within an hour.
yeah,
Versus both sides clock times would be like 3 hours plus. I think most of them are done within an hour.
yeah, yeah. Yes, I was often one of the last ones in the room.
But hey, if that's what it takes to win, that's what it takes to win, right?
I mean, apparently, yeah, it served me well, I guess. Although taking 90 minutes and taking my full 90-minute clock, and I'm still a double-digit queue. But anyway.
Nah, I think you're doing fine.
Yeah.
I think if just spending more time on your move and ranked you up, I think that would be a little too easy.
Well, yes.
I think there's something to be said for playing a lot of games and practicing, even if of course, we should spend as much time as we can, or reasonable amount of time. But I think if it was only spending time, I don't think it'd be as interesting.
Right. Yeah.
I think,
the way I need to get better is to play a lot more games. And
yeah, I always tell my students the biggest weakness to a DDK is the lack of experience.
Yeah.
But now that you've won the DDK section, what are your next goals? Are you planning to win the single digit queue next year or this year? I guess.
Well, I don't think I'll be. I don't think I'll be a single digit queue by July. I have played a couple of rated tournaments in Colorado since then, and I did not win either of them. So. I'm the national champion double-digit queue 11 to 15, but I am not the Colorado champion. But had some fun games there too. But yeah, yeah. So my next goal, like I would really love to improve and start and work towards single-digit queue. We'll see. Maybe it's hard for me to find time, especially during the semester. But there are a couple months between the end of the semester and July when I might be able to find some more time to play. So
yeah,
we'll see.
Do a 2-month single digit queue grind.
There we go. I could try.
Yeah, go for it. Why not, right?
Yeah.
What advice would you give to other double-digit Q players who want to improve and potentially win tournaments in their division?
Yeah, play more. Play more. Play more Go than I do. Yeah, and I guess especially in the open, be patient. and don't be afraid to use your clock.
If you, and this is kind of a bonus question, if you could play a game against any professional player, who would it be?
I mean, wouldn't it be cool if I could break Shinjin Seo's 18-game winning streak or something like that? I don't know. I mean, any player living or dead, or
sure, any player living or dead, any historical Go player. What do you think?
Oh, I mean, to sit across the board from Go Sagan would be just amazing.
I
sure,
agree.
why not?
Honestly, I would just like to be in the room with Go Sagan talking about Go.
Absolutely, yes.
Like, even if I couldn't play him, just hearing him talk about the game must have been very fascinating.
Yeah.
So, are you a big Go Sagan fan?
I mean, as much as any other professional Go player, I suppose. I mean, I don't watch a whole lot. I'm kind of familiar with Lee Sedol because of the AlphaGo documentary, and yeah, and I just happen to know that Shinjin Seo is the number one player in the world right now and has been for a while. So, I'm not sure I could name another professional Go player. Oh yes, I could. Michael Redmond. There we go.
Yeah, that's an important one.
Yeah. Who else could I name? Who was Shinjin Seo's opponent? It was Deng or something from. Yeah, it was Deng from China, but Keje I could name also.
Yeah. Keje, Park Jae-won, Shinjin Seo, Lee Sedol, Lee Changko.
Lee Changko, yeah.
Then if we go even further back, we got Go Sagan, Dosaku, Shusaku. There's a lot, and then even then, there's probably a lot that I know that I just can't think of off the top of my head. Right, there's so many amazing Go players out there, I think.
Yeah.
Do you have any books or Go books of pro players?
I have a few. I have like graded Go problems for beginners, a couple of different ones. I have what other books do I have? Making Good Shape.
What would be your favorite book?
Probably Making Good Shape, I think.
Would you be interested, wrapping it up, would you be interested in answering questions from the audience?
Is there an audience? Sure, I'll answer questions from an audience. Hi, audience.
Someone wanted to know, what is your OGS handle, and would you be willing to play correspondence on OGS?
My OGS handle is the same as my Discord handle. It is the Algebraist.
Algebraist. How do you spell that?
Yeah, with a the in front of it. So
the Algebraist.
Yes, the Algebraist. Very pretentious. Yeah, TheAlgebraist. Yeah.
Someone asked, what makes for a good teaching game? What do you think makes a good teaching game?
Boy, I played a really good teaching game against Jason at the Danger Monkey Go Club a couple weeks ago. And he just did a really great job of kind of every move I made, he wanted to know why I made it. And sometimes it was obvious and I had the right reason. And sometimes he's like, well, did you think about this and this and this? And I learned so much from that game.
So just talking like
So-
theories.
What's that?
So like talking theories about like what the move does, what it doesn't.
Yeah,
do.
why did you make that move? Why did you choose that variation of the Joseki? I was actually really proud of myself because I chose the the double Hane variation of the 3/3 invasion Joseki because I wanted to force him to have the Panuki on the side where he was cramped, and he's like, oh, that's why you did that? Oh, that was really good. I'm like, yes, okay. And then then I made another move that was just aimless, and I saw him building a big territory and didn't want him to have it, and so placed a stone in there kind of randomly, and he talked about better ways I could accomplish the same thing, and what I was giving up by playing that move instead of other moves. So yeah,
So you say a good teaching game is just going over the whys for each move.
yeah. At least I enjoyed that teaching game greatly. Jason, if you're watching, anytime you want a teaching game with me, let me know.
Someone asked, what is your favorite theorem?
Oh, my favorite theorem? That would be Hilbert's Nullstellensatz.
I'm surprised you can even say that. Because I could not repeat what you just said.
This is an algebraic geometry theorem. It is the correspondence between ideals and points in the real complex or in the complex plane. Yes.
I like Go.
Yes.
This is what we sound like when a chess player walks in the room. Probably. I have no idea what you just said.
Yes.
That's cool though. You can. I kind of hear the your tone go up when you're talking about math, though. You can kind of hear how much you love math.
I do enjoy it. I think I picked the right career for myself.
That's always good. It doesn't have to be the best career as long as it's the right one for you.
Yes.
Indeed. Any final thoughts or comments that you would like to say?
No, just I look forward to maybe I'll see you at the Go Congress.
Yes, my wife and I both plan to be attending this year. So yeah, that'll be awesome.
My current plan is to attend, so hopefully we'll make that happen.
Yeah, we'll make it happen. We'll make it happen. We're all going to be there. We're all going to be showing up. Everyone needs to come and say hi, and yeah,
absolutely. Yeah.
All right. Well, I want to thank you so much for taking the time for this interview and sharing your feelings, thoughts, and experiences.
Yeah, thank you so much. I appreciate it.
I'll let you go. But yeah, thank you so much again, and great interview, and I'll hopefully see you at Congress.
All right. Thanks. Nice to meet you, Sean.
Nice to meet you.
Yep.
Oh, Hagogo, sorry. I did ask it fast enough. Yeah, I think the interview went really well. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. That's a cute little squirrel. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the interview. For those of you who joined late or want to watch the full interview, I will be posting it on YouTube here in a little bit. It will be on my channel, youtube.com/Clausius. And you can watch it there. So should be up by tomorrow. And then you can watch the full interview there in case you missed a part of it. Are you two playing right now? Let's see, what is this? What is this thing? Hilbert's Nullstellensatz. I told you I could say it. Let's see. Is a theorem that establishes a fundamental relationship between geometry and algebra. See, I don't know those words. This relationship is the basis of algebraic geometry. Sure. in algebraic sets to ideals and polynomials. Screw polynomials, man. In algebraic closed fields, the relationship was discovered by David Hilbert, who proved it in his second major paper, Invariant Theory. He proved Hilbert's basis theorem. Formula, what in the world? Kind of Egyptian letters, what am I looking at right now? Let K be fields, such as the rational numbers, and big K be an algebraic. Oh my gosh, no. I'm a stick to go. I can not. Nope. There's a freaking letter N in here in my numbers, okay? Like, I can't do this crap. I can kind of understand that equation. It's just I don't know what the N means. I could get like half of these, but that's about it. Yeah. Yeah, he won the DDK section at CoCommerce. That was the winner of the DDK section. Intersection. Because we all know intersection starts with an N. All right, I think I'm gonna go ahead and wrap it up. Hopefully you guys enjoy the stream, found it educational, entertaining, and hopefully inspiring. With that, I think we're gonna go ahead and wrap up the Ghost stream for today. Thank you all for stopping by. Oh, I'm the only streamer? Why? God, somebody needs to go live. U for union. So that just still doesn't make any sense, but okay. Guess I have to keep streaming. No. I need to get off for the rest of the day. I'm pretty exhausted. I've been moving all day. We're still moving. Speaking of moving, we have 3 days left on the lesson bundle sales. Buy one, get one free. 2 lessons, you get 4. 6 lessons, you get 12. 6 lesson pack, you get 12. 12 lesson pack, you get 24 lessons. 3 days left on the buy one, get one deal for our moving special. Who have I not rated in a minute? Vibe's cool. I like Vibe. I watched a lot of his StarCraft videos back in the day. He was one of the ones that inspired the Classy approach because he did Bronze to Grandmasters. He was one of the people that did that. That's kind of what the Bronze to Grandmaster stuff is kind of what inspired the Classy approach. So in a way, he is one of the people that inspired the Classy approach. Yeah, hope you guys enjoyed, and with that, I will see you guys next time.